Hello everyone. It is Saturday, October the 7th, around 10:40 a.m. and today I am hiking in the Shining Rock Wilderness area, but this hike is going to be bits and pieces of Pisgah National Forest, the Blue Ridge Parkway, Graveyard Fields area, and the Shining Rock Wilderness. I've already had a change of plans from my original thought. I knew today was going to be partly cloudy, but I had no idea it was going to be this foggy. It's a very dense fog up here in the Great Balsam Mountains. I'm probably around 5,900 feet right now, and I'm dropping down towards Graveyard Fields. And the past week and a half has been beautiful in the state of North Carolina with a high pressure system over the southeast. And the weather's been almost crystal clear skies every day in the 60s and 70s, depending on where you live. And this weekend, the clouds are supposed to be rolling in. And then Tropical Storm Nate will eventually come through around Monday. But it's supposed to be only partly cloudy, and so I had my eyes on a hike with constant views around Black Balsam Knob. But at the moment, looks like the fog is not going to go away for at least a couple of hours. So instead, I started at the Art Loeb Trail crossing on the Black Balsam Knob access road, and I'm heading east on the Mountains of Sea Trail, which drops down towards Graveyard Fields, which is a very, very popular area along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it's supposed to have incredible fall color. I've never been there before. I've driven by it, but I've seen pictures of the last couple weeks, and the color looks amazing. And it also is the headwaters of Yellowstone Prong of the East Fork Pigeon River. And Yellowstone Prong has 4 significant waterfalls. My plan at the moment is to go to the upper 3 waterfalls, which is Upper Falls, Second Falls, and Yellowstone Falls. And I'm doing that while it's still cloudy, because waterfalls you can see no matter what up close. And then I'm going to circle back around, and hopefully the fog is lifted, and climb up to Tennant Mountain and Black Balsam Knob and end at my parking area, which should be roughly around 12 to 13 miles, kind of like a double loop in an L shape. We'll see. If the clouds haven't lifted, I might not go to the summits, but I might anyways, because there's 2 6,000 footers in this little area that I forgot to bag last time I was here in, I think it was February. Tennant Mountain, obviously, and also Chestnut Bald, which I walked right by on my February hike. And I think the summit was only a couple hundred feet off the trail. So I can also include that today. It should be only a couple miles extra. That's my plan. It's definitely bound to change. Once I break out the map, you'll see there are a lot of interconnecting trails in this section of Pisgah National Forest where I can make shorter or longer loops. So it should be a great day. It's really wet right now. My feet are already soaked. So hopefully this fog kind of burns off by noon. Climbing up this bare, rocky section of trail. Pretty nice. I imagine this would be a pretty great view from here, as it's all shrubs. And down there is Graveyard Fields and the headwaters of Yellowstone Prong. I'm kind of doing a similar hike just on the opposite side as the Flat Laurel Creek Black Balsam Sam Knob hike. That one followed the rim of the headwaters of Flat Laurel Creek, and this kind of follows the eastern rim of Yellowstone Prong, and they're both draining from Black Balsam Knob in really wide, shallow bowls. Pretty unique, and it's cool that they're on each side of Black Balsam Knob, and both of them crash over many waterfalls to the base. Hopefully this clears up, but this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm at my first major trail intersection where I can do a variety of loops. I've been on the Mountains to Sea Trail, and it's crossing the Graveyard Ridge Trail. So I'll go ahead and bust out the map and show you what I'm doing. Using the Shining Rock Middle Prong Wildernesses map by the USDA. This is one of the excellent 1 in 24,000 scale maps that I like to use. So I had some options today. I thought I was being clever because I could have started at Looking Glass Rock Overlook and gone to Skinny Dip Falls and come up here, or I could have parked at Graveyard Fields, but I thought that since the weather was really bad right now, anyone coming up here would go on the lower trails first to see waterfalls, because there's no views right now at Black Balsam Knob. So I thought that driving here to the Art Loeb Trail Mountains to Sea Trail crossing would be less crowded, and the entire road was packed. But so far I haven't seen anyone on the trail, so everyone's going to the top. So currently I took the Mountains to Sea Trail 440, and I'm at this intersection right here. So what I'm going to do is drop down on the Graveyard Ridge Trail and drop down towards Yellowstone Prong and go to Upper Falls first, and then backtrack, do this mini loop through Graveyard Fields, and then go to Second Falls and Yellowstone Falls. And on the way back, I can take the Mountains to Sea Trail right back to this intersection and continue on the Graveyard Ridge Trail to Ivestor Gap. And then from Ivestor Gap, I would take the Art Loeb Trail south across Tennant Mountain and Black Balsam Knob, which ends right there. So it's kind of like a T or an L double loop, as you can see, with some mountain backs. That should be about 12 to 13 miles. If I have time, I'm going to keep going towards, there's no name here, but that's Chestnut Bald. That is a 6,000 footer that I have not bagged yet, and it's on the list. So I could just do it out and back from the road to there, and that's like 1.5 miles tops one way. Or I could do another, if it's really nice and I'm doing well, I could do another mini loop through Flat Laurel Creek up to Sam Knob, which is about a 5-mile loop. So I have a lot of variations. You know, you can do a lot of different variations in this section, but that's my rough outline for the day. I'm on the Graveyard Fields Connector Trail, dropping into the Yellowstone Prong Basin. I'm getting close to the river, I believe. There's just a really nice section of color here. I should be close to the Upper Falls Trail. An impressive footbridge over Yellowstone Prong. Downstream there is Second Falls. I don't know what those people are doing. I'm on the Mountains to Sea Trail heading east, away from Graveyard Fields and Second Falls, which was really nice, but just, you know, very crowded. But it's probably a really good spot to hang out. Nice pool below, lots of big boulders to chill on. But, you know, I only spent about 5 minutes there because of the crowds. And I am doing a short out and back to Yellowstone Falls, which is the biggest of the 4 named waterfalls on Yellowstone Prong. And this is definitely not a well-trodden trail compared to Graveyard Fields, but I should be coming up to the side trail shortly, which goes to the top, and then I have to cross the river and head down the opposite side to the base. I believe I forgot to check the directions in Kevin Adams' waterfall book, but I think I can figure it out. It's a really nice stretch of a grass trail here. Path was easy to find right beside some campsites all the way down to the river. It seems like that is the beginning of Yellowstone Falls right there, and I was supposed to be an easy rock hop across, which, you know, looks fine. I could have sworn that the best way to scramble down was river right, like there might be a scramble path. I don't really see an opening, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it anyways. It's pretty choked in by mountain laurel and rhododendron on that side, but shouldn't be too hard. There's a pretty well-worn path going directly down beside the waterfall, but it's kind of tough with my backpack and my umbrella. I'm getting caught on everything. All the water is dripping on me from the rhododendrons, but it's not that hard. It's just, I just wish I didn't have my umbrella and backpack with me. Nice little dangerous spot in the middle of the waterfall. I think that's the beginning of it up there. And then it's just a long slide. And I think the main drop is gonna be right over there. So I gotta keep heading down. But I like this really awesome pattern in the rocks here. Looks really, really cool. An even better look at all this beautiful rock. This is the entire upper drop of Yellowstone Falls. Pretty big. It's bigger than it's listed in the waterfall book, in my opinion. Just this part looks to be 50 or 60 feet, and this is just the upper half. And nice little flat area at the brink of the lower drop. So, gotta keep going down. Really awesome little pool and more striation in the rocks there. It looks beautiful. At the base of Yellowstone Falls. This is the tallest waterfall on Yellowstone Prong. And I can see why some people say the upper part of the drop is more photogenic. This is just a regular cliff, but up there, there's lots of cool cascades and the rock is really pretty, but still very nice. This looks to be about a 25 foot, 30 foot ledge, and then about 50 or 60 feet above that. So this is a really cool area full of boulders. It was really tough coming down around here. I got to this cleft right there and it was like a 6 foot drop and I didn't want to chance it. But pretty wet. It's already 2:15-ish. So I think I'm going to finally eat my lunch and enjoy the solitude for a bit. getting wet and wild out here. Not just in clouds anymore, it seems like it's a misting and a light rain. So I highly doubt I'm gonna get views when I circle back around to the balds, but I'm still gonna go up there anyways. But still been a fun hike so far, despite me being soaking wet. Downstream is just like a awesome jumble of boulders. It looks like a really fun creek walk up downstream or upstream. Right now, I'm on the Mountains to Sea Trail again, heading west. It's following the height, for the most part, of Graveyard Ridge, which is a pretty wide, unimpressive ridge in terms of ruggedness and views, but it's a nice gentle trail so far, above 5,000 feet. And it's a pretty open canopy. I'm enjoying the solitude. It seems everyone just sticks to Graveyard Fields, even though this is really close to it. It's already 3:10. I've taken quite a bit longer checking out the waterfalls than I expected, especially that scramble down to Yellowstone Falls. That took me about 45 minutes or so round trip, at least. So I think what I'm going to do is just my original plan, take this all the way to Ivestor Gap and Art Lobe Trail back up and over Tennant Mountain and Black Balsam and end at my car. I'll save Chestnut Bald for another day. I already have an idea for a loop. Heading north on the Graveyard Ridge Trail. Seems to be clearing up a little. It stopped misting about an hour ago, so it's not as wet. Unfortunately, this trail is surprisingly overgrown, even though it follows an old logging or railroad grade. So all the shrubs along the trail are getting my legs and shorts wet again, but yeah, it's definitely clearing up. Ahead is, I don't know if I can see the summit of Tennant Mountain, but actually I think it's where the clouds are clearing up. That's a Tennant Mountain way up there. So the trail's gonna swing around here to Ivestor Gap, and then I'm gonna follow the balds. I'm getting a little excited. It's clearing up a little bit more. I know the clouds are intermittent right now, so I'm going to head and take a clear video while I can. Ivestor Gap is right there, straight ahead, with Grassy Cove Top looming above, which is the southernmost peak of Shining Rock Ledge. That's Flower Knob over there, I believe. The colors are just really nice. And you can hear the water, I think, in the camera roaring below. This is the Yellowstone Prong watershed, and there's 3 or 4 major waterfalls down there, but the trees are nice and red in that gorge. I'm gonna go ahead and get on up to the gap, and hopefully it keeps clearing up. I'm in Ivestor Gap, which is barren and bald and windswept. Very reminiscent of Engine Gap and Bradley Gap in the Roan Highlands. This is the second time I've passed through here. Right now, I'm looking north at Grassy Cove Top, rising above. This is the border of the Shining Rock Wilderness. And the Ivestor Gap Trail bypasses these summits, going that way towards the Sam Knob parking lot. Starting to get some nice open views here, so hopefully I'll get that at the summit. But for now, it's time to take the Art Lobe Trail back. beautiful open campsites above the trenched portion of the gap.
Every time I text
Made it to the top. It's a decent climb out of Ivestor Gap. About 450 feet. The elevation is 6,040 feet up here, which would make this my 26th out of 40 peaks on the South Beyond 6,000 list. It's a shame the clouds blew in really heavy again. It's a really awesome stretch of trail, the last third of a mile across this open swept bald, and gotta keep continuing south, and it's just gonna duck down there, and black balsam is right through there. It probably it's really thick. Normally it'd be a massive summit just taking up the whole view from here. Oh well. I believe I'm at the summit of Black Balsam Knob. Kind of hard to tell. If it is, I would pass by the trail marker right down there, the plaque. Same weather as Tennant Mountain, unfortunately. Pretty cool though. I like this desolate, windswept, cloudy weather sometimes. I just finished the hike around 6:10 p.m. It was about 7.5 hours total. It was actually a little longer than I thought it was going to be because I measured the distance on Cal Topo yesterday, and I thought it was going to be between 12 and 13 miles. Turned out to be 14.1 miles, so it's a pretty solid day. Sadly, I didn't get any of the views on Tennant Mountain and Black Balsam Knob, so you can check out my video from January, February when I did the Flat Laurel Creek, Devil's Courthouse, Black Balsam Knob, Sam Knob video. And I'll put the link in the hike info on YouTube. So, pretty wet, ready to get out of here, dry out a little. But the waterfalls were really nice. Really good fall colors when I can see them. Highly recommend this hike, or a version of it, maybe a shorter version if you don't want to do the full 14 miles, but this is a great area, and you got to get out here before the winter because it's closed almost the entire winter. So hopefully I'll get out in the next couple weeks before all of the leaves start to die and fall off the trees. See you guys later.